everyone, this is Direwolf20, and welcome to episode 21 of Direwolf20's Let's Play series. Where today my plan is to set up a little tree farm using Create. That's the plan, at least. We'll see what happens. So I'm trying to decide where exactly I want to set this up. Like, part of me wants it rightish over here. And what we could have is like... I mean, I don't have like an exact plan here, but I mean, we could figure it out. But it could like center-ish around here. And then what I'm thinking is we have, let's use torches to mark out where our saplings would be. And it would probably be something like this, roughly speaking. And it doesn't have to be a particularly large tree farm, but it would suffice. And it could be a little bit bigger if I felt like it wasn't growing fast enough, right? And so like when we come over here, like there's our tree farm. We might have something else over in this area. And the reason I'm putting it there is so that I have room to grow. So if I decide, hey, I want a bigger tree farm, it's going to need to grow in the entire radius, right? So if I want it twice as big, it's going to wind up being like that. So I want to have room for growth, right? I want to plan it out. Maybe it'll work out. Maybe it won't. We're going to figure it out in today's episode. So let's start by checking out what we need to do, right? So I'm going to start with, where's my laser? Where's my laser, buddy? Hello, sir. Okay, that should be fine. Hello, Mr. Spider. Goodbye, Mr. Spider. Ooh, don't mind if I do. Okay, so this will be this guy. Okay, and what I'm probably going to also do, let's make sure that we're kind of ready to connect into about here-ish is probably where I want to hook into. That looks pretty good. Okay. Neat. Neat, neat, neat. All right, I like this. I like this. So what I want to have is the following. I would like my gearbox, but a vertical version. Okay. Now, here's an important note about gearboxes. They will rotate. They will rotate, or they will reverse the angular momentum. So what do I mean by that? I mean... they're going to start making things spin the opposite direction. So to demonstrate that, if I remove this gearbox, see how this gear is spinning? That way. Watch what happens when I replace this with a vertical gearbox. Now it's spinning the other way. Now, none of these machines, I think, care what direction they're spinning. Though in the future, there will be machines that care what direction they're spinning. So now that we've got some vertical opportunity here, and I'm probably going to need roughly another stack of these. So let's get this many. Now we're also going to need another vertical gearbox. And this is going to be one of those contraptions, by the way, that absolutely does care what direction things are facing. Okay, so just be prepared. We're going to need more gearboxes, I can already tell. Gearboxes are like... super useful. And it's funny because sometimes I feel like, am I overusing gearboxes? And then I say to myself, nope, I'm definitely not. Do I have all my tiny gears on me? I either have all my tiny gears on me or I accidentally put them away. It's probably the latter. Yeah, it's a thing that happens. So gearboxes, give me a bunch more of them, if you don't mind. And it feels like we're going to want a bunch more tiny gears. So let's make that happen. Thank you. So I can get a few more gearboxes. Because like I said, these things are always useful. Just trust me on that. They are the bee's knees. Actually, can I just put everything away? Perfect. And then I just want some shafts. Gearboxes, shafts. Perfect. Okay, so you're going to gearbox this way. Okay. and then you're gonna vertical gearbox straight up. Cool? All right, not too shabby. Now, the other thing I might want to do, I might want to have a toggle on and off for this. And I'm pretty sure I just placed the mechanical bearing on top. And that should be cool. And by the way, you can right-click it to start its actual movement, I thought, but maybe I'm wrong. Placement mode, always place when stopped. Yeah, I'll talk about what that means in a minute. So if I do this, right-click bearing with an empty hand to attach the structure you just built in front of it. Haha, cool. How great is that? All right, so now things are working. Now things are cooking. So we've got that, dude. We're going to want some radial chassis. And I also made myself some super glue, which is super useful. We can ponder what super glue does. Basically, hey, look, recognize this? Yeah, it's a thing I just built. Super glue can be used between any two blocks and make them stick together. So the attached blocks will move together when assembled into a contraption. So basically, whenever super glue is held in the offhand, it will automatically attach when you place the blocks. So if you want a bunch of blocks to move together, there's kind of two ways to make that happen. Option one is super glue each block together. Option two are chassis. So there's two types of chassis. There's the linear chassis and the radial chassis. So look at the linear chassis. Linear chassis connect to identity chassis blocks when next to them. So number one, they'll automatically, connect to each other. Okay, so that's part one of the chassis, but that's not the real power of the chassis. The real power of the chassis comes in that if you glue the front of it, then, or the back, for example, you can attach blocks in front of it up to a distance away without having to glue in between, is the gist of what it's going to show you here. So normally, or you would have to super glue each piece in between. With this way, you don't. And I'll demonstrate that in a minute. You can adjust the length and all kinds of other stuff. What else you got for me, Chief? Yeah, look at that, huh? Cool. Yeah, we're going to check this out. So let's talk about it without the chassis, right? So if I were to put, should I have a linear chassis for this demonstration? I might want a linear chassis here. We'll see. Yeah, I think we'll see. I think we'll be all right. Do we have the stuff to make a linear chassis just to demonstrate this for y'all? Oh, I'm out of wood? Oh, that's the thing I'm about to make some of. All right, well, we'll figure it out. So I've got a radial chassis, which is the same thing, but like radially instead of linearly. So the stuff on the sides of it is what gets rotated along with it rather than what's in front of it. So what I'm going to have here is a radial chassis, and I might want to lower this down one. We'll see. We'll see. I might want to lower him down to the ground one more. I think I actually will, as a matter of fact. Let's recess this into the ground, right? So now I'm going to have a linear chassis. And you see when I mouse over it with my wrench, it shows the radius. So watch what happens if I... Let's start without the radial chassis, right? If I put this here, and I click this guy, he's going to spin that, right? If I put another one here, or here for that matter, see how he's not connected? If you want them to connect, you need to use super glue. So you do that, and then glue, and now they're connected and they spin together, okay? Without super glue, that doesn't happen. Also, you can super glue in your offhand, and whenever you place a block, it automatically attaches glue to it. Got it? Any questions? Now, the chassis is cool because what it does is it allows you to connect a bunch of things. So if I super glue this side and then place a block down, and I'm going to get rid of these torches that were my placeholders. Okay. Watch what happens when I wrench here. See how it's showing a highlighted block, a radius of 8? See that? All the blocks are highlighted by the radial chassis. Now, the 9th block is not. I can mouse wheel with my wrench to increase, right? So if I make that a radius of 9, how cool is that? I can play jump rope. Neat? So that's what we're going to build. But what we're going to build is going to be even cooler than that because we're going to have a lot more stuff to do. So let's make this... I think we're going to start with 4. I think 4 is where we want to be at, if I'm not mistaken. And I think what I want is to put my mechanical saws. Now these will need glue because I placed not chassis blocks here, right? So we're going to stick glue on here. All right, now that's what's up. Now if I right click this dude, cool. Okay, so now let's test this with a sapling. So I'm going to pop home. We're going to get a sapling and some bone meal. Would be my plan. Saplings, where are you? There's only 1,000 in here. Okay. So we're gonna plant a tree right about here-ish. Right, and then we're gonna let, oh my goodness, that is an interesting biome. This guy do his thing. Did I push him too far back? Oh, I did. He's literally a block too far. That is too funny. Direwolf, please. Please, Direwolf, please. Oh, look, he attached to that, though. Look, he picked up the oak log. That's the best. Yeah, see, this is why we need to be a little bit careful about how things work. So let's do this. Let's put this here. We're just going to move this back 1 so that we can get it attaching correctly. And, ow, it does hurt. Hey, look, it did the thing. Good job. Look at that. Perfect. That's what I wanted to see. All right, cool. So now, let's see if we can get something else to work a little bit cooler. So what I want is mechanical saw this way. And I suspect that what I'm going to want, let's glue up you guys with some more planks. And then I'm going to have deployers. And we want the deployers facing downward. That might be too close to the ground, because I feel like it needs to extend a full block. It might be too close to the ground, but we'll see what happens. Let me get a chest. I think that needs to go up a block higher. And I'm going to stick you on there. And I'm going to put saplings. There's a way to tell this guy you place saplings. And to do that, what you do is you put saplings in the filter. And then you put saplings in here. Yeah, see it's not placing saplings? Oh, see it placed one down there. See? So it is placing saplings. It does need to be a block taller. So what we're going to do is we're going to super glue the top here with these guys. And then we're going to super glue this. And we're going to have our deployers. By the way, when you're holding super glue, it shows the super glue rendering, so you can see where it is already. Super cool. Little stuff like that makes a big difference. So now you guys all get saplings. So watch what happens. I'm going to sleep through the night here. But watch what happens when I turn this on. You guys should have a pretty good guess as to what's going to happen here. The theory or the guess should be that it's just going to start placing all the saplings that it has available to it. What I'll do is pop into my home base, get more saplings as a starter, and then take a quick nap. Does that sound cool? Back to create land. All right, so saplings into chest. Chest ready to go. You ready? You ready? Turning it on. How cool is that? There is a lot of coolness right there. How cool? How cool was that? Now, there's a couple tricks that we should know about for this setup. Number one, we should have a way to turn it on and off. So this is the setup that goes down there, right? There is a clutch which is totally clutch. The clutch is neat. If we ponder it, we'll find out what it does. Controlling rotational force using the clutch. Clutches will relay rotation in a straight line. If given a redstone signal, it breaks the connection, preventing it from moving. It's basically a break. That's all there is to it. So all we need to do is pop home, get ourselves a little bit of redstone, and is that enough to make the clutch? If I have more of these guys, which might be in here. Which, yes, I could have gotten with the Alt key, but that's fine. Let's put away a bunch of stuff. So if I break this connection, watch what happens to my dude over there. He can't move anymore. Also, he stops, which is not the end of the world, but he does definitely cause a little bit of a problem. And the problem is that because it's no longer entities and it turns into blocks, what happens when it stops is it's going to break any saplings that it lands on top of. Not terrible, but also not great. You can change that by always movement mode, always place when stopped. So when it stops, it turns into regular old blocks again. You can scroll this, only place near initial angle, only place when anchor destroyed. So that sounds cool. So watch what happens if I turn this guy back on now by attaching our clutch. Cool. So now he's running again, but if we give the clutch a redstone signal, see how he stopped and he didn't turn into blocks again? How cool is that? Huh? Now I think if I right-click him, he'll stop himself and turn into blocks again, which is good. And the reason I did that is I need to access the chest. I can't access the chest when it's an entity. So what the magic of Create is it turns blocks into entities and then animates the entities. So it literally removes the blocks from the world, puts in an entity like a zombie, but like instead of looking like a zombie, it looks like whatever you built. And then the entity can do things. And that's why it's allowed to animate and do all the crazy stuff that it does. That's a very, very simplified version of how Create works, from what I understand, and I might be wrong. Let's be absolutely clear about that. I don't know what I'm talking about. So, grain of salt that. But I'm pretty sure that's the gist of how it works. Okay, so now it turned back into blocks, and I can access the chest. But when it's not in block form, right, thing. So now we need to get stuff out of here, right? And to do that, we're going to need a portable storage interface. So what I'm going to have is I'm going to attach some glue blocks here. And I'm going to attach, with another glue block, the portable storage interface. Now I want that to do its thing over here. Cool. So what I'd like you to do now, sir, I believe it can be 1 or 2 blocks apart from its partner. So this is kind of the best way to place this guy so that he's 2 blocks apart. And the portable storage interface is a block that as the rotation occurs, when it lines up with another portable storage interface, it's going to stop. It's going to dump all the contents of any chests that exist on the platform into the portable storage interface, provided that the portable storage interface can send those blocks somewhere. Now I think I need a laser IO node set up here because I don't think that he will put it directly into a chest, but we'll find out. Now if we want to do this with pure Create, we would probably use something like, well, we'll try a couple things here, but I think the chute will work. I think the chute will work. Chutes can transport items vertically from and to inventories. Can chutes also go between inventories? Yeah. So that might be an option. I don't think it'll work like this. I think if I wanted this to work, I think I can make it work. I think it has to be vertical. So I think if I want this to work, and by the way, it said you can wrench it into a clear glass thing, so that should be cool. All right, so let's see what happens. Look, it's working. It's dumping out all its stuff. How cool is that? Now, I think I can use laser I/O to make this even cooler. I think. And I'm going to try a little bit of something to make laser I/O even cooler. So I'm going to put the brakes on you for a minute. Well, no, I mean, you can run if you want. So it should connect and have nowhere to put the items. So that's just going to fill up the buffer chest there. So now let's do some laser I/O magic, shall we? And see what we can come up with. Okay. So I'm going to have... Do I have laser I/O nodes handy? I do. Good. And a counting filter. That would be very nice. So if I remember correctly, let's test something here. I'm going to put these things away for a minute because I don't think I need all this stuff on my inventory right now. I want to be a little bit efficient with how much junk I've got. And I should have my laser wrench. Well, I probably still want this wrench out, so we'll hold off. And I'll eat this apple for inventory space reasons. Yoinks! Please stop for a moment. So, note that there's a bunch of saplings in here, correct? Laser I/O has this cool feature, and I think it's cool because it was something I came up with and made for the most part, in that if you have a counting filter on an extract card, okay, so if I were to throw an extract card in here, okay, and you extract all the things, and if I threw an insert card into here, okay, he's going to do all the good stuff, right? So let's test this real quick. If I were to throw three stacks of saplings in here, okay, and I should probably consider a little bit of redstone. 4 of these should be cool. Okay, so let's do this with a little bit of an upgrade in this guy. Overclocker him. We'll make it 10 ticks, but 64 items every half a second. So let's demonstrate. 1, 2, 3, all the saplings. Now, if we were to throw a counting filter into the extract side, and we put a stack of oak saplings in there, watch what happens. It kept exactly a stack in stack. Oh, ho, ho, how cool is that? So, the extract counting filter will remove excess contents from a chest up to the amount that we specify. If I want to keep 2 stacks, I could change that counting filter to 128, and it would do that. Cool? How neat. Huh? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use that system to transfer all but a stack of saplings out of my inventory. And I think this will work because effectively I should be able to do that. Whoops, that's not a laser wrench. There you go. So on the down is going to be insert, and then you will be the extract with the 64 oak sapling. Okay. Now when I enable this, my hope is that he will dump all his contents except a stack of oak saplings. So I'm going to let that run for a sec. Right, and if we watch over here, we should see this guy should get, or not. I thought that might work, but maybe it doesn't want to work. It should work. What if I remove the counting filter? Oh. Well, that kind of worked. I wonder if that's a bug in laser IO. Because it looks like it's not removed. You know what I could do? I might need to put each of these into the filter. So that it knows what to extract. Because it is still a filter, by the way. Yeah, that's probably it. Because it is still a filter. It is still saying this is what you should extract. Now, I wonder if I put you in blacklist mode. I actually have no idea if this is going to work or not. But in theory, it should be keeping one of each in there. And we can demonstrate that by checking. Look at that. See? It you know, is doing its best, right? So if I put these guys back in here... Why are you not stopping now? That's not me. I don't think. There you go. Now you're stopping again. Thank you. See? It's keeping a stack and one of each. Haha, cool, right? Now I super wonder what happens if you're in blacklist mode. So what if I had you in blacklist mode? Oh, counting filters don't have a blacklist mode. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, that's right. So, no, I think this works. I think this works. If I wanted it to extract all, what I would do is I would do the counting filter with an oak sapling, and then I would do a basic filter extract card with blacklisted saplings. Then it would the first card would extract just saplings but keep 64 behind, and the second card would extract everything but saplings. That's how I would do it if I wanted to extract all the wood, apples, and sticks. But I think this is fine. I honestly do. Cool. Now, don't be afraid to stop every now and then and dump off your contents, sir. Sir. Why are you all of a sudden not stopping? That I don't have a good answer to. Ow. There you go. Now you're stopping again. Cool. So, hey, look at that. Is that what we call wood for days? I feel like it is. I feel like that's pretty cool. Now it's stopping every time, which is good. I feel like that's pretty good, right? And it'll dump into this buffer chest. And then what we can do is we can sort those items appropriately using functional storage or something like it. Does that sound cool? Hope so. So I guess the first thing I'm going to need is some more wood. Wood for days. Automation is king. So what I'm going to want to make is a few things. First off, I'm going to want some more cobble. I'm thinking just like a regular old vanilla furnace would be a fun way to automate some stuff. Yeah? No? Good? Plan? Like it? So let's get... I'm going to get a bunch of chests, but I think realistically all I need for oak drawers is going to be probably 4 of them. 5, right? Because we need the wood, sticks, saplings, apples, and charcoal. So let's say 5. Yeah, that works. Now we might want 5 more so that we can do some void upgrades, right? Because each one of those is going to require another drawer. So let's get that and some obsidian to get void upgrades. Okay. And that should be cool. So now we've got that, and then do we want the drawer controller? I think we could do the drawer controller. Let's do the drawer controller, and that would be a good test of all the things, right? So give me some quartz, give me some redstone, I'll be right back. All right, so now this is kind of like a temporary little holding area for the resources, right? So realistically, what we're gonna wanna have is a storage controller here, okay? And then some drawers. So what I'm thinking is, is this too close? We might want this. What I'm thinking I wanna do is compact this down a little bit. Could be cool. If I put the storage drawer here, okay, and then got the drawer linker dude. Where's the drawer linker dude? There he is. Click you, click you. So now all your drawers are linked, right? And then you, whoops, can go into locking mode, okay? So let's stage all the drawers, except for charcoal. Do I have any charcoal handy? I mean, I could easily make some. Just a quick piece. Just so the drawer's ready. And then we can have it all locked and ready to go. Okay. Lock. Nope. Lock. That's better. Cool. Now you guys are ready. So let's move this to be a single node here. So on this side will be the insert, and then on the top side will be the extract with the filter cards. See? How cool is that? So now it's going to harvest some wood, and then when it spins around here, we're going to have more than 69 wood. Eh? Eh? I like it. Cool. Alright, so now let's get void upgrades installed. Should be nice. Okay. So that looks good. Okay. So, tree farm complete. Alright, I'm going to say that yes, it is. Now, the next stage... Did something grow that shouldn't have grown? It's possible. I might want to add one more saw to, like, the middle block there. In theory, you should be cool to cut that guy. I don't know why you don't seem to want to. But I'm not going to worry too much about it. We'll let it go. Let's wrap up the episode. We'll come back next time. And we'll get ready. Actually, nothing is cutting anymore. Why is nothing cutting anymore? What did you break, Direwolf? In theory, nothing. Are they both in a position? Yeah, it might be that they're both. Yeah, they're both in the position there. I need another saw, I think. Yeah, so I'll make one of those off camera. I'm just going to stick it on the front. Not a big ordeal. It'll be fine. Well, maybe we'll see. We'll see how much of an ordeal it becomes. For now, though, wrapping up point. Double20 signing off. Hope you guys enjoyed the episode. I definitely did. But I love Create. Like, I think it's one of the most amazing mods of our time. Personal opinion. Hopefully you guys share it because, you know, we're going to be doing some more Create stuff throughout the series. But for now, I'm going to call the tree farm complete. Let's come back next episode. I will add a saw to the front here so that I can cut down those trees that get in the way. Then I'm going to set up the automated smelting system using laser IO. For now, Double20 signing off. Hope you enjoyed the episode. Take it easy.